We're on IG already?
IG, welcome. We're always on IG.
Wait.
Always. Hello, Facebook. Facebook Live. Hello, YouTube. We just
It's
went.
the volume. It's just the volume. It was the volume. I know we just went through that. It was the volume. It wasn't me.
You just chastised me.
It was the volume. El volumes. El volumes. We're live. Episode 4 on IG. We got La Vida Tigueraza. Oh, we got another Tigueraza in the house. Yeah, La Vida Tigueraza.
But you're on Instagram, though, right?
I am on Instagram because we are already on Instagram. Hi, Green Eyes 814. How are you? La Vida Tigueraza. Welcome. Episode 4. Today we're here for episode 4.
Is it 4?
It is episode 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I understand.
4.
We had 1.5.
4. Okay, but it's 4. Regardless of 1.5, it's still 4.
It's kind of 5.
It's not kind of 5. It's 4. And it says number 4 there. Someone put 4.
I don't know who did that.
Someone put 4. How was everybody's week? Had a good day?
Yeah.
Had a good day? Oh, the producer. I'm sorry. Super duper mega
Super mega
producer.
producer.
He put episode 4.
Oh, okay. Super mega producer.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Got you.
He put it together for us. He put it together.
I completely understand. Okay, hi. Spider Woman is on Facebook Live.
Spider Woman. Hey, Mama. How are you? Hope you had a good weekend. I saw you were sipping on that wine, Mama. I can imagine when you got 2 little ones, but it doesn't end. When they get older, it's the same stuff. Same stuff.
It's amazing she's got 2 little ones.
It's amazing that she has 2 little ones.
Yeah.
They're a bit older. Hi, newbie. Check the sound. You don't hear us? Sound check.
Check the sound.
Check the sound. Do I sound well? Well, that's hard.
You sound clear.
Do I sound clear on Instagram?
Not on Instagram, Facebook.
Well, I'm on Instagram. You handle Facebook.
Okay. Yes, drinky drink.
Drinky drink. Yes. That was a drinky drink. That was a large drinky drink. I like that cup. It was pretty cool. Everybody had a good week? Talk to me. It's pretty quiet out there today.
For real.
Listen, you're quiet. That's
I
a
know.
miracle. Wow.
See, because we're having technical difficulties now on
Oh.
Facebook Live. That's why.
There's an echo. Is somebody's phone, somebody. Very clear on Insta. Thank you, La Vida. La Vida said we're clear.
La vida loca.
No, it's La Vida Loquísima.
Okay.
Loquísima. You gotta have a loquísima.
Got it.
Mark, welcome. I believe this may be the first time you're live on our episode. Welcome, Mark. Hope all is well. I'm glad you found your phone.
Is that Marathon Mark?
That is Marathon Mark.
Marathon Mark.
That's Superman Marathon Mark.
That's
Mhm.
right. Him and his Superman shirt.
Yes. Yep.
Got it.
That's Superman.
How was your week?
My week was okay. It was okay.
What did you do?
Busy. Work.
Okay.
And worked.
Uh-huh.
And worked.
And that's it?
What do you mean?
There is a weekend. Hello. Like, you don't work
Oh,
Saturday.
no. Friday night we went out. We were at the Tin Roof.
Yeah, what? Oh, that's
Icon Park. We went to Icon Park. That's in on International Drive. It's where you have the Orlando Eye. We met up with a friend of ours who just came in for a quick sweep in Orlando.
She sure did.
And we found another band. What was the name of that band that they were playing? Sound Vibes or something like that?
Something of that nature.
Yeah. And I was having some little not little. Yeah, they were little.
You had-
Amaretto sours.
You had amaretto sours.
Oh, Superman is in the house. Oh, Spider Woman and Superman. Do they get along? I don't know. I'm not into all that, so I don't know if they get along.
They are in 2 different
They're in 2
universes.
different categories, right?
No.
One is Marvel. Marvel.
Not Marvel.
Okay, Marvel.
They're in 2 different universes. We have DC, which is Superman. You opened up this can of worms, and I'm a geek. So, Spider-Woman is in Marvel.
Okay, and
Superman is in DC. 2 different universes.
okay, my question was, do they get along?
They don't get along because they don't
Have we
really
ever
exist.
seen them together?
No.
We should get them together.
Okay.
I think that should be something that DC and Marvel Comics should do.
Just put them on a dating site.
What do you think? This is like
Facebook dating.
POF? No, I'm just saying, you know, we need to, that would be a good collab.
Spider Woman. How about Spider Woman? If Spider Woman got with Superman and they had babies,
They'll be having flying spider webs. Well, spider webs.
super spiders? A spider super?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. VG, my love. Oh my God, I love you on. Hi, back to Sasha. Hi, Mama. How are you? Welcome. Are we still having issues with our sound on Facebook, or do we sound okay? VG is on. Mama, how you feeling? Ooh, you are a super trooper. My prayers have been out to you all week long.
I check Super Mega Producer. I check.
Mira, ponte a trabajar, que te
I'm
van a votar. Te van a votar. Si te votan, yo no quiero saber nada. Te van a votar.
I'm working.
Okay, si te votan, yo no quiero saber nada. Nada. Nothing at all.
Oh, so you asked about my shades.
That was a long time ago, but wait, we're still talking about the weekend. I haven't finished.
Okay, my bad. Continue.
Hello, we're still on Sunday. Hello.
Continue.
Oh, wow. Continue. Yes, they will.
Please continue.
Oh, you know what I've been doing all week? I've been watching Cobra Kai. I've been binging it, Cobra Kai, and it's really good. Fun fact, I love Ralph Macchio. Ay, Dios mío.
You're a little behind, but okay.
It's okay. It's okay to be a little behind. I caught up. I'm catching up.
Where are you now?
I don't know because I actually fell asleep while I was watching it today, so I have to rewind.
It can't be that much entertaining then.
No. Today was a little difficult day for me. I was just, in my zone today. I was in and out. You're echoing when you guys speak. Okay, so VG said we're still echoing. Hi, Inez. How are you?
Can everybody hear the dog?
Yes, Ralph Macchio,
Super
right?
producer, where you
You see, Tigrasa also says Ralph Macchio. Isn't he still? I don't think he's cute now, but I think when he was younger, he had something like really cute going on. Delegaff New York just joined us on Instagram. Thank you for joining us. Everyone on Instagram, please, thank you for joining us. I said, please, thank you for joining us. Did you guys not do your job while I was just like knocked out?
No, we did everything. We actually went through a trial run. You can ask Nubia. Nubia's our witness.
Oh, yeah, Nubia's your witness.
That's
all right.
I don't understand why. Okay.
We're good, Mama. We're good. We're trying to fix the echoes. Echoes in the dark, echoes in the dark. Is that a song or is that a phrase? Echoes in the dark, echoes in the dark. We're trying to fix the sound for Facebook. We apologize.
You must focus. Oh, that was funny because I walked into you. I didn't know you were sleeping. And you're watching it on your iPad. And it's one of the best iconic parts of the movie. I'm afraid. And
You scared the shit out of
me. And Mr. Miyagi goes, you must focus.
Yeah.
You were really focused on your sleeping and
I
snoring.
was.
Wow.
I got home late 2 nights in a row, so I wasn't getting much sleep. So I got enough sleep today.
2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row. How was your week? What did you do all week?
I worked.
You worked?
I kind of worked, yeah. I worked.
It's a good thing to work from home.
Worked. Projects.
Who else is working from home? Is there any? Hi, Chi Chi. I want to know about the shades. Yeah, I want to know about the shades too, Sasha. We're going to get there. Okay, we're going to get there. I want to know about the shades because he just put them on. And I did kind of like let him know if he's going to get something for the show, he needs to get 2. We're a team. 1, 2.
First of all,
1, 2. Teamwork.
These are Darth Vader glasses.
I don't care if they're Dark Vader, Spider Woman.
Not dark. Darth Vader.
Dark, whatever. Whatever they are. Okay?
No, nothing? Okay.
There's a song that's called Echoes in the Dark. Who sings that song?
Shazam it.
Shazam? How could I Shazam? I'm not going to... You sing it. You sing it Shazam.
You just shot me down a little while ago that I should not sing.
Oh, did you see the super mega duper producer? Where'd he go? He was just here. Wasn't he just here?
Yeah, he was here. He just
that was a quick, he just left real quick.
He did a Zoe.
Really quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Chi goes, hi, it would be nice not to direct and not myself. We good?
Sounds good now.
How does it sound on Facebook? Let us know.
All
Let
right,
us know,
we're good.
please.
Better. And then it said, thank you. Echoes in the dark have gone away.
Echoes in the dark.
Oh, okay. So it was trying to register. Gotcha. It was trying to find my microphone.
Yesterday, I got lessons in UFC. Or UFC? Yeah.
You said it right.
No, because I get confused. I sometimes say UCF,
UCF?
and it's the college.
That's
yeah.
the college.
Yes.
Completely two different things.
I got lessons. At first, I didn't like to watch UFC because it was too gory, but then now it's like I compare it to a street fight, so I cheer them on.
Well, it's better than boxing for sure.
Yeah. Some guy had his schlong out yesterday. I was like, he needs to protect his stuff. Really, that was like serious. I was worried about him. I was really worried about him.
This is funny. Like, so this is where you get contrast where you got men and women, and men are focused on the fighting and the brawling and the moves,
Well,
and you focused on.
It was like
He has his schlong on the right hand side and is just dangling.
because it was going like that.
But how do you just fixate
Because
yourself?
if it's going like that in his shorts, I had no other choice. I was like, oh, he needs to wear what the other guy is wearing, those tight shorts.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, Virginia, I forgot to tell you. This is for you. You never have to fucking apologize to anybody. Just to let you know.
Fun facts.
Never have to
I restrained
apologize.
myself. I restrained myself from posting on that post. I was like, she's apologizing.
I
She's in the
didn't.
hospital. She hasn't responded.
Absolutely
Fuck outta
not.
here.
I never.
You're good, boo. You know, it's like, first of all, it is what it is. You're not required to respond to anybody. You need to first take care of yourself. And then at his joystick, I be hang. VG, we had a nice chat this morning, too.
I see how you guys are friends.
Yeah, we did. But anyway.
Did you finish with
She said, VG, I'm going to say it. Well, it was something about the food and culo. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay. I don't even want to know that. I don't even want to know that conversation. Absolutely not.
All right, so share about you. I know you're dying to tell us about those shades.
Okay, first of all.
So tell us about those shades that you just
dying.
didn't get from me. The Darth Vader shades.
I got these on Cyber Sunday. You know how much of a Star Wars...
Cyber what?
Cyber Monday, excuse me.
Cyber Monday.
You know how much of... I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I like comic books. I like Star Wars, Grogu. I like superheroes.
Baby Yoda.
That is not Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
That is Grogu.
Baby Yoda.
Grogu.
He has a Facebook page that says Baby Yoda.
And they are incorrect.
Okay, well...
Grogu.
Well, it says Baby Yoda.
Got Daredevil. This is Yoda. See?
What's the difference?
Look at Yoda. And look at Grogu.
It's just he has a coat on. It's cold.
Oh my God.
It's cold.
I can't.
If you take that off, he probably has that on.
Anyway, I'm a geek.
Big Macho's on.
Big
IG.
Macho. Wow,
Is that-
Big Macho's down
is
there.
that
DC's husband.
DC's husband? DC's husband.
I'm surprised they let you on social media.
I'm waiting for you to move here so I can give you all my construction projects.
We got work for you. Virginia says hospital food tastes like ass. Oh wow. Okay.
And you want to hear my response?
Yes.
Wait.
Now I'm interested in the story.
I said, well, I don't know if you've ever had an ass that tastes good. I said, just let me know when you've had an ass that tastes good.
That takes prepping like a pernil.
I don't know.
So, I got these on Cyber Monday. So these are the Darth Vader glasses.
Okay.
And I like
do they do something special?
Well, they got leather tips, and actually, when
No. I didn't ask you what they had.
they shoot,
I asked
they
if
shoot,
they do.
they can, they're like X-ray. I can see through people.
You're such a liar.
See through people. They can't see me.
I can see through people.
And they
I
have.
can see through people.
And then.
Dame ese pejuelo.
And then
Dame ese pejuelo.
they have this special
Dame pejuelo.
feature,
Dame
like
pejuelo.
when they get fogged up.
I don't see the snake. I don't see the snake.
I'm pretty sure you can see the snake. If you saw the guy snake last night on television, you can see that one.
I can't see that. Well,
that one's up and close and personal. Yeah.
I don't see the snake. I don't see through. I'm not seeing through.
I think you can use your imagination.
Culebra. There's no culebra. If I don't see the culebra, esto no trabajan. Send them back. They don't work. They don't work.
They're personalized to me, so they only work when I put them
Ay,
on.
bendito sea.
It's special.
So, can I ask, why did you purchase them other than it's your Christmas gift to yourself?
Well, I had a pair of Ray-Bans, the black ones, that I lost at the airport when I came a few months ago. There was I actually looked through my sunglass collection, and I have no black sunglasses. Those were it. My Ray-Ban.
So it wasn't because you could see through them.
No, but that's an incentive.
See. I can't even say it. I'm off today.
It gives me X-ray vision.
X-ray vision.
There we go.
Anyway, dude, is there like
a what?
There has to be like something like
Oh, you want that?
Oh,
you want? He's lying.
No.
Do you want that?
No, I need something more like if you're out of space and you're not in the right space.
Like you are? Okay.
I know I'm off my game today. I know I'm gonna sound crazy today, but it's okay. It's okay.
Look, Virginia says basting.
Basting.
Virginia has an amazing imagination.
Oh, you gotta prep it. And when you prep it, you baste it, right?
So is it like vanilla? Like it tastes better the second day?
Oh wow! Wow! No. No. We gotta baste it. We gotta baste it. No.
Oh,
you gotta prep it. You gotta prep it really good.
Okay.
So talk to us, people. What's going on? Everybody good? Men do it too with boobs and butts. Back to Sasha. Men do it too with boobs and butts.
What do they do?
I don't know. Men do it too with boobs and butts.
Please, Sasha, elaborate on that.
What she's saying that men also pay attention to boobs and butts. I agree. I absolutely agree. I do. Okay. Because I walk around with you all the time.
And
we're always like, oh, I do it too, because I'd be like, look at her ass. Look at her boobs. Oh my gosh.
But she said men, but women do that all the time too.
Not all women. There's some women that are like, who you looking at? Pa.
Yeah.
Some women don't play that.
I know. I'm saying many women also admire a woman's figure and all that she brings.
See, what?
And all that she brings with her.
But you know what? On UFC, these women wear these tight stuff.
Oh, they gotta wear sports bras.
Right, they wear these tight stuff, so they're like not appealing to
Look, Yvette says I do too. Yeah.
Spider-Woman.
We all know, Yvette. We all know.
Oh man. Oh.
Good times.
Good times. Miami. Oh man, we used to have some great fun time in Miami. Those were the days. Anybody out there has been to Miami for weekends? I'm sure you have.
I have.
But have they been memorable?
I have.
Have they? Ooh, I admire Mia's figure. I love you, Bo. I love you. Ivy.
Oh, so we want to clarify a couple of things, because if you are... Ooh, almost broke everything.
My man, you need to get up and you need to get...
What fell?
My angel.
Oh, El Angel. Don't worry, Super Mega Producer got it.
My God.
Don't put him too close to the angel. Don't put him close to the edge.
Did it crack?
No, it did not crack.
My bodice.
Okay, your goddess. Oh, bodice. That's what you call it. Okay.
It's the bodice of a goddess.
Sorry, let me not correct you when it comes to
It's a bodice of a goddess. I'm not sure if everybody can see that, but it's the goddess
of a bodice.
And it's a labradorite. It's a crystal. It's one of my crystals.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, my God, my baby.
It's all right.
All right.
So, want to clarify something. If you are on IG and we have this little contraption here, you guys can see it. Okay, yeah. So, this is actually attached to the Facebook Live and is attached to a computer. So this has sound effects and it's a control module. So a lot of you guys do not. If you're on IG, you do not get the full effect. But if you're on YouTube, on Facebook Live, you get all the shenanigans and all the cuts and snippets that we do there. As always, please, we've gotten great feedback. Please share and like and subscribe. Now you can share and like our Facebook and Instagram pages. And you can subscribe to our YouTube. The links are in our bios on the Aces Up pages. So you can just click on that. If you don't watch it live, you can catch up with us on our YouTube channel. And we are we're
fully on YouTube. Fully on YouTube now. So
we're actually working on something where we're actually going to just actually stream on one platform where it actually just divides it into all the social medias. So everybody that gets to watch it, regardless of what social media outlet you're watching it on, you get the full effect. You get the full effect of everything.
And if you see us, there's times that if we're out and about, we'll jump on and just give you a little snippet of what we're doing at the time. So if you see us go live, it's not that we're playing around. We're actually on there having a great time and just giving you all a view of what our world looks like just outside of Sundays at 7:00.
We do a lot of things outside of 7:00.
We do a lot of things. Yep.
I'm not sharing any of those. And I haven't fainted. It's been a week. Thank you.
You almost did.
I did not.
According to you, you felt something coming.
It was like for 2 seconds.
Whether it was a second or 2
Was
seconds.
that this week?
Yes, it was this week. There goes your memory. But take those glasses off, Papa, because they're not helping your memory.
They're supposed to help my eyesight,
right,
not my
they're
memory.
messing with your brain.
No, they're
Quítate
not.
eso,
I'm
quítate
good.
eso,
I'm
quítate
good.
eso.
I'm good. I'm good, son.
Quítate eso.
I'm good, son. What do you want to talk about today?
What do you want to talk about? All right, I want to. We're gonna start on our topic for this week, and I could see this topic both ways, and I don't think
What's both ways? Loyal and disloyal?
both ways.
What's both ways?
Like bisexual, both ways.
Okay, you're gonna have to elaborate on that one.
Bisexual.
Okay.
Bisexual. No. So no. Yeah. Loyalty. We're gonna talk about loyalty and loyalty in all aspects, not just in relationships and and when I say relationships, I mean intimate relationships, friendships. Workplace, because loyalty is across the board. How would you define loyalty? Wait, before you even go there, I did look up the definition of loyalty.
Okay, Google.
And
go Google.
Googlea.
Googlea. What did Googlea say?
It's mia.com.
Okay.
Okay. Strong. Okay, loyalty. This is the Merriam-Webster version. Strong feeling of support or allegiance, devotion, faithfulness, and it could be to a person, to a place, commitment, or obligations. Okay?
You have loyalty to church, to your God,
Absolutely.
person.
Absolutely. Now, how difficult is it to be loyal? Inquiring minds want to know.
I honestly think that
No, don't honestly think. Be dishonest.
Be transparent.
Hello, be dishonest. Of course, honest. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest.
Be honest.
Be honest. I don't think it's very difficult to be loyal.
I think it's difficult.
You think so?
Absolutely.
How so?
Because a person could put themselves in the frame of mind that someone is being disloyal to them. So as opposed to just removing themselves from the situation, they will opt to just equally be disloyal. And it's not always, loyalty comes in different
Forms.
Forms. Correct. In forms, in different steps. It's not easy. I don't think it's easy.
Why? What would it make it easy?
It's not what wouldn't make it easy.
I'm loyal to you.
You are.
It's not hard.
But let me ask you this: if you were put in a position between me and someone else that you're loyal to, and you may have to pick, you would end up having to be disloyal to one of us.
Well, yeah, that's obviously you and
Right.
I have to pick.
Right.
But when you have to, when you're putting it in that way, you always have to make a choice. You're never there. There isn't loyalty doesn't even come into a factor because you just got to make the best choice in the scenario.
Right, but what to you would be okay.
In life, I am loyal to you. My
Right,
friends.
but if you would have to choose between loyal and being disloyal to me,
but that it
and
wouldn't.
in your eyes, you may not be. Let me get my hand out of your face.
Because you got the
This is
Italian,
the
bro.
No, Papa, this is Latina shit. It's not no Italian. No, pero it's a little. How can I say it?
Okay, but don't put it in the context if you have to choose. Let's talk about
So
just
if you're not choosing,
yeah. Let's talk
well,
about
you always choose because you could choose voluntarily.
right. So
to
I'm
be
going
disloyal.
to. I mean, you're talking about, okay, there's a scenario where I gotta save you and save my daughter from a burning tornado or a burning building or something like that. So that's a difficult choice. Which
Well, no, I mean, come
altogether,
on, of course.
but
I don't think that's loyalty.
I am. Well, that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't come into play in that scenario. But in just normal everyday life, I am loyal. And loyalty is earned. Loyalty is not just it's taken for granted, but it's just not given. Loyalty is earned. You have earned my loyalty in the 20 plus years that we've known each other. Loyalty also,
I've earned it.
you've earned it.
Why not freely give it? Why does it have to be earned?
Because you just can't give your loyalty to everybody.
Absolutely, but loyalty is a process.
Exactly.
It's called growth. I don't know. It's about. If
That's
it's
why
about
I say
the other
20.
person,
That's why I say 20 plus years of our relationship.
But I don't think it's something that it has to be earned because it's freely given, right?
Well,
it's freely.
how about
I can
you? It's
decide.
both.
I can decide. And I've been in this position. I've been in
What
the
position is that?
I've been in the position where I've had to choose between two individuals that I've been loyal to, and give my loyalty to the person that I have to be loyal to.
And why is that you
and
have
and I don't know if that's not even correct. But don't put me in a position where I have to choose between two people that I'm loyal to, because one of you are going to lose. Facts. Someone's going to lose, and that's
So
the
why
truth.
did that other person lose your loyalty?
Why did that other person?
Yes.
Because unfortunately, I was provided with some information that I knew resulted in that person being disloyal to someone else.
Okay. So at the moment that you realized that that person was disloyal, their loyalty to you, or the loyalty that you guys had, also comes into question.
It comes into question, but to me, I just think it's a cop out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because
It's gonna get good.
It's gonna get ugly. They're about to get ugly fugly. It's a cop out, and I say it's a cop out because
So
if
their
you know
their loyalty was.
I'm not about this shit. I'm not about this shit. If you know I'm tight with you, don't come to me and tell me some shit about somebody that I'm tight with, and then tell me don't say anything.
See, but that's
because I can't flow like that.
That's
especially
not loyalty at that point.
I understand.
That's fake.
I just said it's a cop out, right? Because you're telling me something, and you're telling me something that's like deep. And when I say deep, I mean deep, right? You're telling me something deep, and then you expect me not to say anything. And don't get me wrong, I don't like to get in the middle, but what do I do more often than not? And in this particular situation, I'm like, I'm giving you some time. Man up, woman up. Keep it real. Face the consequences, face your demons, but keep it real. Because now you're putting me in a position, and I'm not one.
See, and that's
I can't hold that.
See, that person put you in a position when they knew they should have never put you in that position in the first place.
But again,
and you're right, Diane.
I believe
people take advantage of.
But I believe
loyalty.
it's a cop out. It was a cop out because I think in their mind, they knew she's gonna say some shit because
of course.
that's like her left.
You were the
left,
muse,
right?
You were
I
the
wasn't
muse.
the muse. I was just put in the middle, but I'm not up in the high either.
You were the medium to deliver
I'm
the
not
message.
up in the high either. I'm gonna tell you either you man up or woman up, and you keep it real, or if you don't, at some point. I'm going to say what I have to say because I'm not going to keep that away from somebody that I'm 100% loyal to.
Obviously.
I can't do that. And if you don't do it, then peace out. I'm bad.
But what I was going to say was loyalty manifests not when everything's hunky-dory, when life is all peaches and cream and everything is going right. Loyalty manifests when shit hit the fan, when life throws you into some chaotic situation or scenario, and it's where the people that you think or thought that are loyal to you, if they show up. And that's why I use you as an example because, well, especially the last 3 years that I've had, where my life has been thrown into chaos, you've been there, without question, and that's where loyalty it shows up.
Okay, but
And then people use that word loyalty like they use love, and they throw it around like it's a paperweight or anything of that nature. Like, you don't know if someone's loyal until, you know, that whole story. Okay, when you go out drinking and you both get arrested and see what happens. It's like, oh, what are we gonna do? Are you gonna bail me out, or are you gonna call your friend, or, you know, something of that nature? You know, but that's when you're gonna know, okay, how loyal it is. You know, and I'm gonna express my experiences of loyalty, because I'm gonna, you know, like, is there a bro code, or is there like a street code?
It's an allegiance.
You know, there's something like,
it's an allegiance.
There's no loyalty among thieves, you know, and things of that nature.
And that's the hard part too. You know, you're referring to it as if, you know, we're out in the club and we both get arrested, right? Who's gonna snitch first? And I don't think it's about. I don't think it's about snitching. It's just about
who's gonna cover. I want to cover my ass first. Like,
right.
Like, if we're both doing.
That's why you always make a plan before.
It's an escape plan. But if we're both doing dirty deeds, like, if we went into them willingly, going into a scenario, I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this. It might go left. It might go left and left and left. But, you know, like you said, we gotta have a contingency. But there's times when things happen like that, and people just all of a sudden like, wow, bro, you left me stranded. You threw me under the bus, type of thing. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. When I was younger.
I need that button.
So when I was younger, thank God I grew up in late 70s, 80s, where there was no cameras, no social media. Huh?
You sure you've grown up?
I've grown. Trust me, I've grown.
Yeah, you have.
Excuse
me, Delegaff, New York, BX did say real loyalty don't bend. I
Absolutely.
agree. But then when you're put in that position, there are positions that people are placed in, and you know, you have to make a very difficult decision. You have to ask yourself, where am I going to stand? You know, and that's the hard part. When you're placed in a position between loyalty and disloyalty, what are you going to do?
Delegaff BX got the shirt. Now this, for some of you who don't, now I've been.
It's not Delegaff.
It's Delegaff.
It is Delegaff.
This is.
But
now I've been.
You see the dots.
I've been rolling with Delegaff before people even knew about Delegaff in the 80s. Okay. And for those who do not know what Delegaff means, and here's...
Can I say it?
Go ahead, because you have the potty mouth.
Do I look like I give a F? I didn't say it.
No, do I look like I give a fuck? That's exactly what Delegaff stands for. That's the acronym. So I grew up with this individual. I was going to say gentleman, but no, individual. And we were two peas in a pod, and, you know, growing up, and we did our thing, and we were in the streets and so forth and so on. And then as we were getting older, I ended up getting married. When I got married, I moved out the BX, the Boogie Down. And this said individual decided, you use the word, snitch. And he snitched on a whole lot of people.
And you thought this person
was loyal to me and to so many people, and like, it's a street code. Like, you know, we in it. We're not in it. We're that's how we were. Like, and there was a lot of us like that. And unfortunately, my man, when he put his back to the wall, he cried. He cried, and he sang a song and decided to just, here's everybody.
Okay, but in that position, right? And that's the hard part. The hard part is choosing between yourself and being.
See, that's I don't agree with that, because if you're in the streets and you're doing whatever you're doing, you're making a choice. There are consequences to those choices. You know those consequences. So I believe.
Right, but that's in a situation where it's me over everyone else, right? And more often than not, I don't think that anyone would disagree. There are some, I think minimally, that would choose others over themselves.
Well, there's no more loyalty in the streets. I mean, that shit went way after the 80s. There's nothing.
Elias.
Loyalty
equals strength. We agree. Loyalty does equal strength.
But loyalty does not exist anymore. Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
Hell, I mean, not in the streets. Not in the streets. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. But it doesn't. For me,
in the streets, but you're talking about like in the game of hustling,
and
I don't mean just in the game of hustling, correlating that to drugs or anything like that. I'm just saying, any hustle that you have going on that you obviously know it's illegal.
Like what? No, but not even that. Loyalty to like your hood. Like someone comes to your hood. We all loyal to our hood. Yo, you got to step back. Stuff. That's how we did in the 80s. Like you stood in your hood. You don't violate anybody else. But if you come violate, everybody from that hood is loyal to each other, and we're gonna stick together. It was a family.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't exist anymore. Absolutely not. It's gone to the wayside. That it exists in pockets, yes, but for the most part, that doesn't exist. Guys are not. Well, let me not say. In my experience. I'm gonna give you a couple of other examples.
My brother said the streets ain't the same nowadays.
Now
so he does agree.
The streets are not the same anymore.
He agrees.
So, and this is why I personally don't trust many dudes out there.
Okay, so you're speaking in general about
my experiences.
Dudes, men.
Just men.
Okay.
Women are gonna come involved somewhere,
okay.
But for the most part, I don't trust most dudes. And when I say I don't trust dudes, if I'm in a relationship, I don't trust most dudes with whoever I'm in a relationship with.
Why? Because if you have a male best friend, someone you can describe as your brother, why would you not trust them?
Unfortunately,
TV loyalty does not exist, period. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I am loyal to a fault. I have belief that human beings are good. I believe that people are trustworthy. I give you the benefit of the doubt until you fuck me over.
Okay. And I agree. I'm one to give the benefit of the doubt. And I have had individuals who have been disloyal to me, and with God on my side and an open heart and an open mind, I've been able to forgive, and I've been able to also forget, allowing me to move on.
I'll never forget. I will forgive.
I don't know but how do you forgive and not forget?
I can forgive.
That has to be a topic. That's a topic we got to talk about.
But I don't forget, because that stays in my memory bank. It just makes me aware. That's all it is. Doesn't mean that the next person that comes around, I am not going to trust them or doubt their loyalty or anything of that nature, because I'm going to take you for what you give me. So I have to, no judgment zone, but I'm going to see and judge you on what you do with me. I can't judge you on what someone else does.
But most often than not, I believe that we see disloyalty.
Females are more trustworthy. Yes, they are.
That's from Arsan 34, yes. Yeah.
And I wanted to segue into that.
Okay. Well, but here's my thing. More often than not, we come to know that someone is disloyal after we have opened ourselves to the relationship.
Right. We make ourselves vulnerable in that relationship.
Because from onset, we're vulnerable, right? We're not judgmental. Right. And we're giving, like you said, individuals the benefit of the doubt. So we build upon what we're seeing. And I always say, no matter what relationship you're in, when you meet someone for the first time, you're meeting their agent. Right?
Their agent?
Their agent. Right. Because just like you go to buy a car, and the salesman, he's like talking good game about this beautiful car.
Gift the gab.
Oh my God. He even shows you a Carfax, and there's no history, and it's beautiful. And, you drive off the lot with it, and the next thing you know, it just starts coming apart after some time.
Lemon.
Right? So, I say it's the same thing. You always get an agent, and then after time goes by, you then see this beautiful car wasn't
It's a
what
piece
it was.
of POS.
Right. And it's falling apart. So, and that happens. That happens because when we begin relationships, we want to mesh, right? We want to make a good impression, and we want to make sure that we're accepted. We're accepted. And truth be told, I'm a bit of a loquita.
A little?
I'm a bit of a loquita.
Bro,
so
where do you get the word little?
I'm
I'm
a
sorry.
bit
I
of a
think,
loquita.
I think you need to find another adjective for that.
No, I'm a little bit of a loquita. So at the end of the day,
Maybe now, yeah. Maybe not yet.
yeah, people. No, I've always been a little cray cray, but that's okay. And people will say, "Wow, you're crazy," and I'll say, "Yeah, I am." But it's an outgoing craziness. It's not a negative craziness. But yeah, as far as loyalty is concerned, I know myself personally. Have I been disloyal? Yep. I'm not gonna lie. Purposely? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, because it's the truth. If I know that I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing that correlates to disloyalty, I gotta woman up to it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
True. Very true.
I'm not gonna lie. And if there's one person out there that tells me they've never been disloyal, God bless you. God bless you.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's gonna be times where you got to think and be selfish, and
I don't know.
but
It's
it all
about being
depends.
selfish.
But
Sometimes it's stupidity.
well.
Sometimes it's just stupidity. Sometimes
Or
it's
liquor.
just being tired.
Or liquor.
I'm not. Listen, I'm never going to use alcohol or
Get off the
substance
weed.
abuse or substance abuse of any kind as an excuse. I'm not. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah,
can't
you can't
accept
use.
that.
Oh, I did it because I was drunk.
Yeah, I was drunk. I didn't know
got
what I was
you.
doing, and it goes with the cliche. When you're under the influence, the truth always comes out.
It's the truth serum. It's the truth serum.
The
It's
truth serum. So,
But as Arsan commentated about, women are more trustworthy. Hence why I learned at an early age to hang out with women more than guys. These are the lessons that I've learned. When you hang out with guys, you get into trouble. Somehow, some way, you get into trouble. With women, you actually have a great time. And guess what? You get to meet more women when you hang out with women. So I've never had that issue. But
I love how you said, guess what? You get to meet more women.
yeah, you get to meet more women. It was great times. But
then you get to see amongst those women the disloyalty.
oh, of course, women
Disloyalty that women have towards one another.
Yes,
and
I realized.
And they give this perception that we're tight as God knows what, but you will see the disloyalty in there.
And that's why. But women are more loyal than men, I have to say. In my experiences, you guys probably might have had different experiences, but in my experiences, that's what it did. And I've had, I can't even remember. I mean, my circle's pretty small, so having
You have like a small
small circle. So
and
you
had a big circle.
I did, and I decided to decrease it slowly but surely because people are pieces of shit.
Ay, bendito. I don't think you should describe people as being piece of shit. People just make bad choices.
No,
I don't think that people.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to just. I think that there's a way that we can.
There's some people that deserve constant
There's
diarrhea
people-
for the rest of their life.
There's just people that make bad decisions.
Even though they're
bad
bad,
decision.
just because it's a bad decision doesn't make it right.
But I don't want. I mean, to describe them as piece of shit.
They're
humans.
No.
They're humans.
We all make bad decisions, but when you make
We're all imperfect.
when you make bad decisions that are malicious and they hurt other people, you're a piece of shit.
Well, but I do think that there are times that people make decisions that are not purposeful.
Yes, they
Right?
are.
They're not
listen,
purposeful. They're not meant to be malicious.
I
but they make
absolutely
that
agree.
decision.
I absolutely agree.
They make that decision irregardless.
In my
knowing this is going to cause consequences for me and for other people. This is going to hurt other people. This is going to destroy other people. yet I'm still going to make the decision. You know, and
That's where your
that's
regret
that's
comes
the
in.
truth. But that is the truth.
I understand
Right?
that.
Because-
But there's people that make decisions, and albeit that they're bad, but they know with a clear mind the consequences that come with it. And I'm only speaking on myself. I've had two instances recently. Two males. I had one individual that we broke bread. Like he took, like we established, something that was an organization that was beautiful. Like we took care of each other's families, our daughters, and this mother effer decides to try to talk to my girlfriend at the time while I was mourning my father.
Please remember that I also have headphones on.
Whatever. I'm talking passionately.
Ooh, very, very.
While I was
passionately.
still mourning my father and knew exactly what he was doing. When he was confronted by me, I never even got to get a word in edgewise because he immediately apologized profusely. But in so many ways, how well can you apologize for something that you consciously knew what you were doing? And obviously he is excommunicado.
It is, but I think, and this is not even.
That's a piece of shit.
This is. I'm not defending, but I have a tendency that I step into other people's shoes.
I forgive him. I don't care what shoes. There's no business that like you're loyal. You just showed me how much your friendship meant to us at that moment. Everything that you said before that means absolutely nothing on that point. So I can care less what shoes you were in. Like that friendship, that relationship that we had should have been precedent. That's just something you don't do. The other.
But what about? And I don't know, the full facts, but what if there was an open door?
I don't care if there was an open door.
That was presented to him.
It was his choice. Regardless of how many doors were open, he still made a conscious choice to do so, to go forward with it. Didn't matter. The other one was like family, like honestly, like fam, like, and the crazy shit about it is that this individual decides to go out with an ex-girlfriend of mine. And mind you, while I was going out with this said individual, I shared certain details of my relationship because we were family.
And that's a point I want to touch on. You know why? Because we have a tendency, of course, with our closest friends, to talk negatively when something happens in relationships, right? So, that person then knows your gripes and your complaints and then your outlook about this person.
And then uses it.
Right? And then that person, you try to maintain neutral. Right? Because you don't want to get involved in the situation. But sometimes people will use that to their advantage. And I say that a lot. I say that a lot to my friends. And I do tell them, when you're in your most vulnerable state and you're speaking to, and I'm just going to divulge it. I'm not going to say opposite sex, but just in general to someone who is, unbeknownst to you, interested in you, they're going to take you at that vulnerable state and they're going to run with it because you're telling them what you're lacking. You're telling them what you're missing. You're telling them what you want. So if they have an interest in you, they're gonna take that bull by the horns. They're gonna
of
ride
course.
it.
That's manipulating the situation.
And then the other person, right, that vulnerable person who's seeking so much, is going to get what they want from this person.
Yeah, at the moment, absolutely.
So always be careful who you share your issues with, especially if they're intimate issues, because you just never know who's lurking on the sidelines, just ready, to Just
But this said individual was, he freaking professed on a freaking stage how loyal he was, and bam, it goes there. And then they choose not to say anything. I tell you this, if these two individuals would have caught me 25 years ago, it would have been a different story. And that's how I've grown. I've learned to forgive. I'll never forget. We will never break bread. And to those out there, and some of you might know the story, some of you not know, or whatever, we will never break bread. Absolutely.
It comes down to, again,
I don't need that
accountability.
I don't need that negative energy in my life.
It comes down to accountability. That's number one. And I also think it comes down to individuals just saying, hey, that relationship is over, right? And as effed up as it looks, as effed up as it seems, it is what it is, because this is how we're feeling. And we can't shy away from that. It's no excuse.
Like, I can't picture myself, you're in my inner circle and you're in a relationship, and
Like, I can't ever picture you with my husband.
now let me, espérate, first of all,
No me quita mi esposo.
he's cute.
No me quita mi
He's
esposo.
cute, and me and him vibe, so we're good.
I know.
So
I know.
Vélalo. I'm sorry, you know. You better hang on to that man, son. Yo te lo quito rápido. But I can't see.
Tú no tienes lo que yo tengo, papá.
No. But I can't see myself. Yo, you my dog, and you know, and you're in a relationship, and you break up, and oh, you know what? I'm gonna go hit on your ex-girlfriend. With so many men and women out in this world, like, why would you want to attempt, like, friendships are so hard, true friendships are so hard to come by. So hard to come by.
You me.
And it just blows my mind that people constantly want to, because it's easy. It's easy to then navigate the waters through a person that's vulnerable and take advantage, but you're not really being genuine with that person. You're really being manipulative. You're taking advantage of someone that's vulnerable. And I cannot see myself do that. And I despise people that take that type of approach. And actually, some people have that type of pattern where they are constantly, they're always watching, they're always listening, and then
I call that lurking.
yes, stalking,
stalking.
like, and they do that, and that's just you're pieces of shit. You do not prey on individuals who are vulnerable emotionally and mentally. You just don't do that. And just in general, but in relationships, like, you got people that are, you know, relationships, when people break up, genuine relationships, they do not, bro, you're in my space.
I don't want to chew.
Okay.
So everybody can hear me.
Coño. Hungry. It just, I can't, I personally, that's why you're POS, bro. You're POS. People like that, I can't break bread with. I don't need that negative energy. Karma's a bitch. You will get yours one way or another. I learned I don't have to, because when I was younger, bro, I was fucking evil. And unmute.
Elaborate. What does that mean when you were younger? Does that mean that you were once that guy?
I was very vindictive.
Were you once that guy
That if you fuck me over,
that slept with like
No.
dude's girl?
No.
Together with a dude's girl?
No. I was that type of dude that if you crossed me, I was vindictive. I would do 10 times worse than you. Keep my hands clean, but I would.
So you were disloyal.
Oh yeah, I was disloyal. The moment you broke that loyalty to me, all bets are off.
Okay, no. So you're saying that you became disloyal once someone was disloyal
Yes.
to you, But
Correct.
that you've never been disloyal independently to anyone.
I can't say that I haven't been disloyal. I probably have. I've never done it intentionally. I've no. I'm talking about just in general, like being disloyal. That I've never done anything intentionally, maliciously to hurt someone. I've never gone through that.
So I don't mean to interrupt, but you don't then believe.
Yes, you do. You
You're
mean
right.
to interrupt.
You're right. I do.
You mean to interrupt.
So okay. So are you saying that? And I understand that more often than not, people we're smart, right? People.
Not everybody's smart.
Not everybody's okay. There's people. They don't make smart decisions, but I think we all have a sense of intelligence to know right from wrong, right?
But people keep
what
doing
happens?
this, people
But
keep
what
doing
happens when you're in that
over.
situation? When you're in that situation and you're not doing something, or you're not making a decision to be malicious, it's disloyal, but you're not doing it to be malicious. It's something that you just can't. You can't prevent. You can't stop.
But that's like I want to compare it to Little White Lies.
What's I don't believe in little. It's either a lie
or not.
Remember, I'm not a gray haired person. It's either black or white. It's a black or white.
I live in the gray. But I'm only going to speak with I can't see that. I can't see myself doing that, and I just don't understand why people do that, and prey on other people. I mean,
but do you think it's preying? Like, again,
you prey on somebody. Yeah, you're preying on somebody. Like, I know for a fact, I've seen it where, I'm going to talk in relationships. I've seen where dudes are always lurking, or females are, hi, Poppy, your man, this, I've seen it. I've watched.
You say he's just a friend.
Yeah,
oh, baby,
and then the moment the breakup happens, they're armed with all this information. That's their ammo, and all of a sudden, you know what? Hey, how you doing? I heard you broke up. Are you okay? Do you need to talk?
That's that vulnerable state.
Right. But you're preying on someone because their intent, that person's intent at that point, is not to be a genuine friend, to listen, if you need to talk, I'm here for you. No, that person's intent, when it comes to choices, really matters. So if their intent is to, I want to get with this guy, I want to get with this girl, you're throwing your loyalty, your friendship out the window to pursue this person. And then again, that's where the situation manifests, where it's a breakup at your worst moment, and the people that you think are loyal, you will see if they are or they aren't.
Right. And then that person that's vulnerable, not for nothing, if they know that other individual is in a tight relationship with that third party, they also take advantage of it. Because
they get what they need.
What do they say? They say, you know what? This is my how I'm gonna get mine. You feel me? This is how I'm gonna show this person that I'm your boy or your girl wants me.
Oh yeah, I've seen that a lot. That's the payback. Yeah, yes.
That's the payback. Well, you didn't want me, so what? On to the next one.
Right.
And it so happens to be somebody that you know. So sorry for you. Sorry, not sorry.
But that's usually that happens when the breakup is really nasty.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, I think when you have when you have a breakup of a relationship,
I don't think that it's nasty. It's just in a situation where one party wants to be with the other one and the other one doesn't, and it's like, okay, so how do I make this person notice me? You know what? I'm gonna get with their peoples.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, you all right there, buddy? You all right? Drink some water.
Mr. Eminem.
Baby. You wanna eat peanuts? Yo, we don't do hospitals or the Heimlich maneuver here, okay?
Oh my.
Yep. We just do 911.
My husband is certified.
He's certified what?
He can do the
he can give you mouth to mouth too?
All the time.
Aye.
All the time. All the time. No, but in all seriousness, that's, in my opinion, I'm not saying that it's hard to be loyal, but when you're placed in a position where you have to choose whether to be loyal or disloyal, that's when it gets tough.
Yeah, but you're talking. I mean, to be disloyal, you gotta be talking about like extreme situation. It's like life or death type of thing. But in normal everyday life, it's not hard to be loyal. It's not. It's not hard. It's not hard. Like there's like in sports, there's loyalty to your teammates. It's just not hard because you have a common goal.
How about loyalty in family? Because I could tell you this. I mean, I have my siblings and I have my parents, and I can be extremely upset with my siblings and extremely upset with my parents, but I'm gonna be damned if I'm gonna be disloyal to them.
Right.
That's one thing I will not.
But
I don't care how angry I am.
It's not hard.
In that regard.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Regard.
But that's genuine loyalty.
Yeah. In that
when that's what I'm saying. When something is pure, when it's love, loyalty, when you care about somebody, when it's genuine, it's not hard. Absolutely not. It's when you have other intentions and when you have intent to be malicious, or that's when it becomes hard because.
So it's more like when it's premeditated.
Obviously, because you know there's.
So we're not looking at this through the perspective of when it's not intentional, when it's not a thought out process. And I say that because here, Dillegaff, New York, BX put thought into it. You can't prevent it. I would like is it a him?
Yes.
I would like his thoughts a little bit more. Preying on vulnerability.
Nesto, speak. Go ahead, preach, Nesto.
Non-existent. Nesto. Why are you giving him a government name? You don't need to.
That's not his government name either.
No me grite.
No me grite. That's not his government name.
No me grite. No me grite.
Just like Mia's not your government name.
It's not. My government name is not. But I've given my government name Eximia.
Of course.
Sorry.
Spell it. Not you. Not you. Them.
You want to hear a funny joke? You want to hear a funny joke, Ben? You haven't heard this one. So.
That's not Ben. Why are you giving him his government? That's super mega producer.
Super mega producer.
Oh my God.
So during the week, Monday, as a matter of fact, I was having issues with logging onto work, my tablet, etc. And I reached out to IT, and they said, you just need a new tablet. We're going to get it on a new tablet. We're going to configure it. So Friday, had a meeting to configure my new tablet with IT, and for whatever reason, he was like, "Is it meh, meh?" And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Your name." I said, "It's Mia." And he said, "Oh, Mia." I said, "Yes." And he said, "Okay." I said, if you struggle to say Mia, then you're going to struggle to say Eximia.
Was it written MIA?
Yeah,
oh,
it's
okay.
MIA.
It wasn't
it's
your
MIA.
actual government.
Yeah, no, it wasn't my government name. So then I said, "Oh my Lord, you would struggle with my government name." And of course, I gave him Eximia. And then he was like, "Well, how about my last name?" And I paused, right? I paused because, again, I don't deal with IT every day. And I paused. His last name is Alcock. And I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Well, at least it's a compliment." He says, "Yes, and it has 2 L's." It's like, but yeah, that was a joke on Friday. That was hilarious. I was like, "Oh, he took me off guard."
You thought your name was an issue, and imagine him going his whole entire life with that last name, Alcock. Actually, I would walk right into the room.
That's what I said. I said it's a compliment.
Nelson Alcock, right here. That's me right here. I'd stand up right here, like Alcock right here, Mr. Alcock.
All right, let's get back to the topic, Mr. Alcock. So Dillegaff, he did elaborate, and he said, "You choose who you're loyal to, and you also choose when not to be loyal. Cause and effect. There's thoughts in every action. There is thought in every action, but how much thought, right? Because you have the heat of passion thought.
The fuck is that?
Heat of passion. Basically, there is no time to process your reaction. It's just there's something that triggers you, and that is what's called that's heat of passion is what defines voluntary manslaughter. Just so that you know, that's the tip of the day, and what that means is there's no pre-planning. It just happens.
So when did this heat of passion happen? Explain to
No,
me.
but you're taking the words literally.
Okay.
Literally. When I'm talking about, and the prime example of heat of passion is that you walk into the room and you see someone else banging your loved one, and you're like, whoa, and you react. And
Oh, okay.
you don't have that time to process a thought, to develop any type of, it's a blackout.
Yeah, but that doesn't correlate to actual life. That deals with
That's actual life.
I know it happens, but
Oh.
that's okay. That's like, you know, the first 48 that belongs on that scenario type of show, but
Dateline.
or whatever it is.
Dateline.
But in general, day-to-day life, where you know that doesn't fly.
Oh, it's like in a True Story. When what's his name?
Bro, I don't know what you're talking
True
about.
Story, the movie that we were watching, the limited series we were watching with Kevin Hart.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go. With Kevin Hart, where the guy is just basically saying, "Hey, I'm putting you."
Are
up
you?
against the
Is
wall."
this a spoiler alert right now for the people that have not seen True Story?
Ay,
It's on
bendito.
Netflix.
Bendito. Oh, so, TV said, "Muchacho." You said that con diente o sin diente? I want to know.
Muchacho.
All right, Delegaffis. Oh, he's going on. He's like, depends on how much loyalty. No, not true. No heat of passion. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
we're gonna have call-ins soon enough.
Well,
So,
there's-
yeah, we will.
There's no in the moment. You guys should have called in laughing out loud.
Yo, he's biting him like, yo, I want to talk. I
He's
want to
like,
say
I
something.
can't write paragraphs. I need to write. I want to write like everything. No, thank you for chiming in though. It's really good. It's just and again, Dilligaff is what I'm describing is that there are times where you something just happens and I don't know if you know, but there are instances where things just happen.
There are instances.
And it's not pre-planned. It's not.
Give me an
pre-planned.
example. You have to give me an example because I just can't. I can't. I'm sorry. There, for the most part, there is a moment where you can think, and and people make decisions, and they don't give a fuck. They don't give a
I
fuck.
think there's times that people can be weak.
I understand you can be weak, but you still make a choice.
You do.
You still make a choice, and you
Jacob,
know
what's
this.
up?
Jacob.
Connie's on. Instagram.
Connie. Yeah, but it's just, you got to give me an example, bro, because I'm not vibing with you on this.
Well, it depends what kind of example you want.
Whoa.
I mean, prime example, and I'm gonna use this example because I don't want to stick to just the relationship topic,
correct.
right? So here we've had Cuomo, right? I'm gonna hit Chris Cuomo. We've had Chris Cuomo working for CNN for years.
Yes, that's a perfect example.
For years, right? For years. Great commentator. Not many may agree. Great commentator. And he's now placed in a position between his brother's controversial issues and his loyalty to the company.
Well, also his
Right?
loyalty to his brother. And
Well,
his loyalty,
I just said
Yeah.
between his
And-
brother's issues and his loyalty. Now,
remember, he's also garnered the trust and loyalty to all his fans and viewers as well.
it's a realm of things, but here it is. He's put in this position, and he chooses to help his brother. Now, the manner in which he chose to help his brother, unfortunately, resulted in bad PR for CNN. Hence, why they then decided we need to part ways, right?
Optics. It's
And
all about.
I think that's fucked up.
It is.
Right? Because one thing should have to do with the other. Unless there's some clause somewhere in their contract which basically says how you need to conduct yourself and what you can do or cannot do in time of need for your family members or for others.
Because
right?
he wasn't disloyal to CNN.
Well, what they were saying is that he was using his resources to obtain information
But that's
to
what
be able to help his brother get to any information that would be publicized.
But that's what
that would
reporters
help.
do. They find their sources to get
Right,
information,
but-
and then they use it because reporters and writers, they take all that information and then they write articles.
Well, okay, we have a story here, and yeah, but that's a prime example. You know what I mean? It's not that he was thinking about the company and the damage to the company or trying to be malicious towards CNN. He was just trying to be loyal to his brother, and then CNN took it as you were disloyal to us. That's tough.
It is.
Like, this man's career went down the drain. You understand?
right.
Down the drain.
He'll bounce back.
I'm hoping, but his podcast also was affected by it. But that's a hard position.
You want to take?
I'm taking Dilligaff because Dilligaff.
We got you, Dilligaff. We got you.
So Dilligaff is giving us a personal.
We have a
situation.
scenario.
We have a scenario. The good looking. All right, so it says here, I had a moment where I had a female friend tell me she would have sex with me, and she was married to my friend. I could have, but I chose to go home. Okay, point taken, right? He said I wanted to. Dirty motherfucker. Dirty. He wanted to. You wanted to, right? No, that happens. I believe you. I believe it happened. All right, but you wanted to, right? Now, let's just say that at the time and the place and the ambiance in which she said this to you, it resulted in a physical act after that. And what I mean, a small peck or something to that effect. Something that you didn't think that you would do. And that happened. Again, it's just, it happened. It happened, right? And it was just time, place, like the environment you were in.
But he was in a time and place and chose.
Well, she said that she told him. I don't know,
I don't know if they would.
About it, But let's just say you're in an ambiance where there's like candles and you're drinking and you're feeling it, and
you still have a choice.
Because he's saying. But
you shouldn't even be in that. You shouldn't even be in that situation in the first place.
But listen to this. He's saying in one breath, I didn't, but I wanted to, right?
Right.
And not for nothing. So that means you've been lurking. You're on the sidelines.
No, she could be a pretty woman or anything of that nature, but
he wants to have sex with her. He wants to have sex with his friend's wife.
So
he wanted to. He said he didn't. He opted not to.
He chose to. Okay.
He chose not to, but he wanted to. So his intent was there.
No,
he just didn't act on that intent.
Okay, and that makes
that's a difference.
But that's why I said intent. When you make a choice,
at her house alone, we was drinking.
Okay, you should have never been in that situation in the first place, boy. Never put yourself in that. And that's what I was getting to. Like, you making a choice. You know the scenario, right? Let's because he put it out there. So you're there with her, and he's not there. You should have never. You made a conscious choice to be in that position. So putting yourself in that position now opens you up for liability. So you made a conscious choice, and I'm glad that you then decided. You know what?
I hope you sobered up real quick after that.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm out. I gotta go. But then still, putting yourself in that position is a choice as well. Like don't put yourself in any type of position where you can be compromised. But it's not even
about the position because it's about choice, right? But even though he did not act, he didn't act, but the thought was there.
Well, we're not talking about thoughts.
We are, right? Because
we're talking about
it's being loyal, right? Being loyal, knowing that your consequences, you have to be loyal, but knowing that the consequences of being disloyal, what they would lead to, and deciding not to. It doesn't necessarily mean you don't want to.
No, I understand. But it's always, like, in this scenario, he made a bad choice in being there with her.
He clarified. He clarified. He said, my point is you always have a choice. You do have a choice. Right. It is always about choices.
So in the scenario of that, okay, you made a bad choice of being there, but you made a good choice of leaving.
Well, we don't know if he left. He didn't say he left.
He said he left.
Where?
Yeah, he said he was gone.
I'm scrolling back down.
Yeah, he said he left.
But I chose to go home. You're back. All right.
So he left. You made a bad decision because you put yourself in a vulnerable state where things could happen, right? They can materialize.
But I don't think there was anything wrong with him being in the home alone with her drinking without his friend being there. Because again,
her husband.
Wait a second.
Unless you're
my boy. You're my boy.
Unless they're friends. Again,
you're my ace. And how many times you're here and my husband's not here?
And how many times you're not here and I'm with your husband?
Oh, well, a lot of times. And I don't like that. But you're my friend. But in any event.
But we don't know the context of their relationship.
Right.
But let's eliminate that.
He said, "Oh, I left." You hold that.
So
the point is, I'm friends with both of them. Still am. Okay. Right. But again, there could be a time, place,
Yvette, we are by nature similar to animals, but we are
Mira, animals-
our biggest difference is because we have a brain. We have animals deal on
quiero ser un
instincts.
animal.
No, you know.
Yo quiero ser un animal. You know why?
Animals
'Cause we're
deal on
free.
instinct.
Animals are free and wild, and
Yeah,
they
but
can do whatever they want.
they deal with instinct. They deal with survival.
You know what I don't understand?
Humans have the intellect to make choices.
Here's what I don't understand: when we have pets, and
I
our
don't have pets.
and our pets want to engage with one another, and we say no because they're relatives.
You have that issue, bro, with your dogs.
They're fams. They're fams. They're animals. They don't care.
Because
They
they
don't care.
just deal with instinctual behavior. That's what animals do. Instinctual behavior.
Wait. Telegraph is so good. He said loyalty to him, respect for her. She was drinking. You said before you were both drinking. But anyway,
Bro, you were drinking. I know you. You were drinking
and
too,
you
bro.
admitted you wanted to. You wanted to have sex. You was already
But
there.
but in that scenario, plain blank, he made a bad choice of being there in the first place. Even though she is a friend, but they are still married.
You got a compliment.
And
you got a compliment.
Thank you, thank you, T. Thank you.
You got him nervous.
Thank
you got
you,
him nervous.
T.
He couldn't even say thank you.
But he made a great choice in leaving.
Absolutely.
Because at that moment, he valued the friendship between him and her and him and him. So
but is it correct? Okay, am I correct when I say, Delegaf, that she was there and she may have been in a vulnerable position? Maybe she was, how can I say it? Se me olvidó la palabra. Desahogándose.
she was venting. She was venting.
Were you her psychiatrist that night?
Were you the soft shoulder? Were you the soft shoulder? Yes, she was. See,
and that's how it happens. Where's the muchacho button? Hit it.
Muchacho.
That's how it happens. Those are the most known scenarios, I think, in relationships.
But it still boils down to a choice. Your choice, and then when you make that choice, you go and you take this out of body experience, and you're like, okay, if I do this, A, B, and C happens. If I do this, A, B, and C. It's like having the angel and the devil on each shoulder, and then deciding which one is talking to you. Like okay, you all right. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But that's how you know when your friends are your friends and what type of loyalty they have to you.
Telegraph, I got Spider Woman on Facebook, and she's saying all that matters is how it ended up. Big up to Telegraph. So you got a shout out. Big up. Big up to you. Big ups to Telegraph.
He was Telegraph was therapist for the night.
No. And thank you for your transparency. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what this is about. It's about just being, having that moment to just say, you know what, F it. I'm gonna talk about my situation. I'm gonna put it out there. Just to share. So thank you for that. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for giving us context too, because you had to clarify a few things there, buddy. Obviously a few things. But
Spider Woman, you gotta thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. Boo. That word boo. We need to have a conversation about that word boo at some point. We do. Because that word boo, I was once told it's not a good definition. There's a definition behind it. And it's not as it's used.
I think it's the intent again. Intent behind intentions. Really navigate where your choices go, what you make. So that's why. I can't. I'm still stuck on like your POS, your pieces of shit.
I don't think. Okay, but you're using POS. But again, there are times that people can be disloyal. And it's not fully purposeful.
So give me an example, bro. You can't just say that and give me. You have to give me an example of how.
Tit for tat.
What about it?
You were disloyal to me. I'm gonna be disloyal to you. F it.
Yeah. See, hold on. But see,
I'm just being real. You asked,
I understand.
So I'm being real. Tit for tat. People will do it. Tit for tat.
But you have malicious intent at that point. But that's not the statement that you said.
I don't think it's malicious. It's just like it's more
you want to get back at
retribution.
Right. But there's an intent to it, and it's not a good intent. What you stated was that there is moments where people can be disloyal, and there's no intent. There's no meaning of hurtfulness or maliciousness. And I don't see where if a person is going to be disloyal to you, there's some type of intent.
All right. So let's move on to disloyal.
Okay.
So once a person is disloyal,
all
right?
bets are off, bro.
No matter what they've done,
Absolutely.
no matter what they've done, all bets are off. Are you sure about that?
What do you mean?
No matter what they've done, all bets are off. Relationship over, done with. So you're basically saying there is no way to move on with a person who has been disloyal to you.
Yes, if you have been disloyal to me, and
I disagree.
okay, you can disagree. If you've been disloyal to me, and you made a conscious decision to be disloyal to me, knowing the ramifications, knowing that it would hurt me in one facet or another, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so then how is it that so many people have been able to move on in relationships that where people have been disloyal to one another and come out on top?
So, when you're talking in the realm of a relationship between a man and a woman,
And let me pause you on that. As you know,
I'm gonna put like this COVID barrier right here so you can just stop. Like,
first of all, this has nothing to do with COVID, mother effer.
it was the exact.
This is the Latina. This is the Latina thing. All right, it's the Latina
Lucky
thing.
your nails aren't really long. You'd poke me. See, that's why I have glasses on. That's another. But like just in case you go.
Quítate esos pejuelos. Quítate esos pejuelos. We have to be transparent. That's why I don't wear no makeup. Okay. Transparency. No. So
I wear makeup.
as you know, back in the days, right? Couples that are still together now and they're celebrating 50, 60, 70 years. More often than not, one party or both parties have been disloyal. And they've gone through that part of their relationship where that disloyalty was totally...
It was destroyed.
It was just... Well,
Right.
no. The loyalty was destroyed. The trust was destroyed.
Broken.
The respect was lost. Yet, they've been able to still somehow, some way, some shape, some form, get through that.
Yes.
So, you know, when it comes to loyalty,
In that context.
in that context,
Yes.
I mean, you know, there's still even individuals have been disloyal in their workplace. You know, there's been individuals that have been disloyal, you know, overall. But at what point you decide, because it has to be about the worthiness of what you have going on.
Right.
Right. So that's why I disagree with you that when you said if someone has been disloyal to me, all bets are off. Essentially, you know, that's hard.
That's me though.
I know
Yeah,
it's
that's
you, but
me.
then that when somebody's disloyal to you, right? You you're in a position now that it's like, damn, this person was good and they made a bad choice, horrible choice, and that choice destroyed me. That choice broke me.
Yeah, but those
Right?
those instances, they made that choice, but yeah, you know, not me.
So you wouldn't,
Nope.
no matter what.
The 3 instances that I have, nope.
No matter what.
Hell fucking no. Absolutely.
Now
not.
let me ask you this: if a person who has been disloyal to you comes to you, and they reveal to you, and they man up and they say, "Listen, before you find this out from the streets, I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is what I did. This is what I did. This is what I did." How would you take that? Would you be able to, in that instance, you know, say, "Okay, they came to me, they manned up."
That's different. I understand. You're coming to me. Like my scenarios,
You're talking about people who are just essentially being grimy.
yeah, it's just the situations in mine just straight grind. You grind me. But if you man up and actually have a conversation, if you have enough chutzpah or gall to come to me,
Chutzpah. Is that Jewish?
Yeah. So,
Tú eres judío hoy. Me caso en nada.
but if you have, I would say the fortitude to come to me, man to man, woman to man, whatever it is, and speak to me and be transparent about, listen, I did this and this is why I did it. This is my frame of mind. I get context. I understand. And I've grown enough to then process that. and then I really can't tell you at that moment if I can fuck with you. I really don't. I would have to process it. I would have to then sit back and think about it. I'm in a point in my life right now where I don't have a tolerance for that anymore.
Because
don't.
You've been burned.
I've been burned, and I'm very aware. I'm very self-aware, and I'm very aware of what people are capable of. So, because I'm trying to always stay in a positive zone, I don't need that negativity in my life. You know, I can understand, I can forgive, and I can forgive you even more because we were able to speak on it. But as far as trusting you or that loyalty that we have,
dead. Trust is, and people are chiming in on Instagram. Bealin20, hi mama, welcome. Pito, welcome. Bealin20, I have cut people off who have been disloyal, especially after doing it more than once. Delegaf, I would respect that they told me, but the trust is gone. And that's the thing. Yes, with disloyalty comes then lack of trust and insecurity.
Because loyalty and trust kind of go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. They're locked.
Right. They go hand in hand. But I do think, just from my perspective, my point of view, and my experiences, that once someone has been disloyal to you, if they're really sorry about it, and they show it not only through their apology, but through métete en el piso.
I love to be low on the ground, bro.
Oh my God. Yeah, because you like to tuck and roll, right? You were like Dilligaf in that apartment. Tuck and roll your ass out.
Be out like a ninja.
No, so yeah. You know.
And the example
you can,
but the example
I give respect to individuals who have been in a tough position where people that they've trusted, that they love, that they believed wholeheartedly were loyal to them, were disloyal, and that person sincerely apologized. And it's not just about apologizing, right? It's also about showing that you really are sorry, and that they've been able to move on from the situation over time and have rebuilt to then have that loyalty once again.
Well, the context that you're using when it comes to relationships, because when you have that, you also have matters of the heart, right? So when you have love involved with loyalty, like, and you've been in a relationship for 10 years and someone steps out of that relationship.
But you're talking about intimate relationships. I'm talking about in general.
No, but even in friendships, like there's love. Like, I love you. I love you. So there is that attachment there, that bond. Like, it doesn't have to be intimate. It could be any type of, but when you include love into the equation, then it's a different scenario when it comes to a situation where someone becomes disloyal, because now you have the battle in your head and in your heart, and now they're both butting heads because
in your mind.
Okay, in my mind.
In
my mind. So you have your mind that's speaking to you logically. You have the facts, and this is what you should do. But then matters of the heart, I love this person. They've been loyal to this point, and so there's got to be some type of medium. And then when in relationships, intimate relationships, marriages, and so forth and so on, yes, I've known people where one of the other stepped out, or some indiscretion, or the loyalty was broken, and they've sat down, they've communicated, and they've moved forward, and by example and by the process of their actions, the trust and loyalty was rebuilt. But that comes because that bond of love is there. If that bond of love is not there and a disloyalty happens, that's just going down the tubes.
Well, that's what.
Like, if you ever disloyal to me, I can't say I would never trust you again, or we can never have that loyalty, because I love you, and I have to then take a pause and understand and reflect and process the whole situation.
Right.
And then make a decision, sit down with you and speak on it, and then decide what we're gonna, if we're gonna move forward with our friendship or so forth. But remember, that's because the love is there. When the love isn't there, and the majority of the time, big percentage of it, it's not there. There's no attachment there. There is no emotional attachment, and emotional attachment, is very heavy.
Now you just said it, right? That love, right? There's love.
Amor.
And I'm gonna put it out there. So let's just say,
where are you gonna put it?
I'm gonna put it out there. Dude, the scenario you gave. Dude goes with your ex. Dude that broke bread with you goes with your ex. Time goes by, and
give it better context. Broke bread, family, fam, and understand that family doesn't have to be blood, but fam. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's say down the road, you meet, and out of courtesy, you engage, and
not
so
me,
forth. Because facts.
Fuck you and the horse you rode on.
I'm gonna give you facts, right?
My silence is fucking deadly. Go.
Right, but then how do here's the thing. You think about friendships, right? And I love this between the correlations between relationships, intimate relationships, and friendships. We'll be quick to dead friendships based on disloyalty, but we won't be quick to dead relationships based on disloyalty.
Because love is involved.
Right, but love.
So if I'm disloyal to you, listen, you'll cut me off?
No.
You love me.
I will, as long as I can understand why you were disloyal.
But
because the truth be told, your scenario that you explained, I knew your scenario 3 months before you knew it.
Well, maybe because I also heard it from other people.
Well, I don't know, but
shit gets back to me all the time.
But I know. For 3 months I held that in, right? For 3 months I held that in, and it was the most horrible thing that I had to go through. You could have opted. Once I came to you and I was like, I've been keeping, because I said it. I didn't lie. I said I've been keeping something from you for 3 months, and it's been killing me. And it was the hardest thing to do for 3 months. And at the end of the day, you could have easily said, you were fucking disloyal because you should have told me since day fucking one. You shouldn't have held that back from me. Now, I explained to you the purpose of why I didn't divulge it to you for 3 months, right? But you understood that.
You gave me context. You gave me context.
Right, but again, and this is what I'm saying, it's like, and I had a choice.
I understand that, but your choice was not to hurt me. You had no intent of being hurtful, malicious, or conniving or grimy towards me. I can understand that. I'm a grown-ass man, and I'm a smart man. And I understand. So I can relate and correlate and process it and be like,
yeah, but okay. Someone else could have easily said, you should have told me from day one because you're my ace. Right. But again, I did it because I also held loyalty with that other individual. So I was loyal to that other individual, but I also gave an out to that individual. And, I don't try to condone other people's actions. And that's one thing. If I'm in the middle between two friends and one of you is wrong or both of you are wrong, I'm not with it. I'm not going to tell you because I like you more that you're right.
See, but you're like wrong. I said, that individual put you in a bad position, but he knew what he was doing. His intent behind it was fucking malicious.
But that wasn't the first time either that's happened to me. I had someone come to me and share something with me.
No, because you're a therapist. You're like
no, but I think it's fucked up because
it is.
Because on the flip side, it's like esta le va a decir a esto no. I wait and I tell people, yo, do what you got to do the right thing, because the consequences of not doing the right thing will be worse. Mm-hmm. I'm always about, let me think about the consequences. It's going to be so much worse. Deal with what you got to deal with now, because months down the road, when everything comes to light at some point. When it comes to light and you have to face those consequences and the time has gone by, it's so much harder to deal with. You know what I mean? Because people are processing and they're going back and they're saying, damn, for 3 months, this is what I thought. For 4 months, this is what I thought. Or whatever period of time, this is what I thought. So they now feel stupid. Right? They now feel like, what up pendeja, that I thought this and this was really going on. We have another scenario here, so let's move on to that. Harmonious Healing, welcome. Welcome. What if you outgrow a friendship and decide to move on? 15-year friendship, does that fall under disloyalty? I don't think that falls under disloyalty. In relationships, we grow. In relationships, we change. In relationships, there becomes this difference of opinion, difference of interest, and
But she said it right there in the statement. What if you outgrow? So you've already made a choice that you have outgrown the friendship. So it's not being
it's
disloyal.
not being disloyal. It's just you're being honest.
Both of you are, moving on. That's all it is.
If
It's not that there's
you can't
there's
have
no
a
intent.
you can't have a friendship, and I'm not saying that every friendship has to be on the same level, because that's not true. And I'm not saying that in a friendship, there has to be a balance. So there are times that you may not. Like, I'm not interested in Star Wars, but I know if Nelson wants to go to Disney, right, and go to where is it? Land.
The land.
The land.
It's just called the
and
land.
see Disney, then I'm gonna go.
No, we're gonna see Star Wars, not Disney. Got it together.
I don't know, whatever we're doing, but
All right.
we're doing something with Disney. But no, yeah. So at the end of the day, when you outgrow a relationship, it's okay. It's okay when there's not that commonality anymore, that connection anymore. Then you have to be able to, hi Komai, how are you? And don't need to apologize. Don't apologize. You know what? You're here, and that's what's important. The fact that you're just chiming in right now, it's fine. You can catch it on record. Well, on replay, not on record.
Catch it on YouTube.
You can catch it on
catch
replay,
the
Mama,
replay.
but no apology. Please, I mean,
We appreciate
I love,
that you got on.
I love the courtesy and I love the respect, that you all provide as far as chiming in.
We need to stop saying I'm sorry
but-
for everything.
But yeah, you don't have to be sorry. You're here. We're glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. Better late than never. That's what I always say. That's my motto. But yeah, so yeah, harmonious healing. I don't believe that that's disloyalty.
No.
Now,
Disloyalty
I will
comes
say
with
this,
some intent.
But I will say this: if there is a friendship in which there's been that you've outgrown, but you still appreciate, right? Because you learn from friendships. You learn.
You learn from every relationship.
And you
go
meet
through.
later on and you reconnect. That's also good, because I've had friendships where there's been a disconnection for a period of time. And the truth of the matter is that during the period of time that we weren't engaging, we both grew and we both learned, and the reconnection was better than ever. So, and kudos to those two people because they're out there. They know who they are. So much love. It's not about
That's hard.
what?
What? Growing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But that's what you do. And
Loyalty
here's the
and-
thing. Here's the thing that a lot of people do when unfortunately their relationship breaks down. When their relationship breaks down, they tend to want to put that person down and make themselves look better. And the truth be told is whatever you have learned about a person during the course of your relationship with them should remain private. And if you truly respect the person and love the person, and you just accept the fact that, we're on two different pages, or, I don't know what that person's going through, and they're not they don't want to tell me what they're going through. Let them be. Let them be.
Absolutely.
They come back. Again, it's about growth. It's about growth, and it's about, I don't speak to a lot of my friends on a daily basis. VG, I tend to get played because people know that I'm 100% loyal to an extreme fault. And again, you see an extreme fault and 100% loyal. It's not a fault. It's just who you are. I don't think that, don't put yourself down in the same sentence where you're putting yourself up.
You just got to change your circle.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all that is. Change your circle.
Yeah, and I can tell you this: I have different subsets of friends, right? And some people will tell me like, "You're friends with her." Yeah, I'm friends with her.
Yeah, just because I'm friend with you doesn't mean I don't.
And I
can't
don't
be
mean it
friend.
in a bad way. I don't mean it in a bad way. Like I have a Komai, right? And you see my Komai, and she looks like the most innocent Santita. I love her. Oh my God, I don't know her. Innocent Santita, and then you got crazy me. You know, and even her mom was like, "Tú no vas a salir con esa muchacha es loca, la, la, la." You know, and they even shipped her ass to Florida because they were like, "We don't want you hanging out with this girl." Her parents
such a bad influence.
Her mother loves me to death now, but you know, they see us and it's just like, really, how could you have a relationship? Like, you guys are from two different worlds. But I know her, right? I know who
You have
she
an
is.
Yeah, you have an
and
understanding.
then the people that are saying that don't know
They're looking on the outside in.
how I look, you know, how our dynamic is and how much I know about her.
People don't know. People don't understand context, and when they don't understand context, they judge and make opinions.
Right. And I think my girl Vici can attest to this because, again, you know,
Is this about pizza again?
pizza?
I don't know. Hamburgers and y'all spoke about hamburgers last week. I don't know.
Hamburgers.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, we were talking about ass.
Last week,
We talked about burgers.
burgers. Yeah, something with your
Oh no,
sister.
that's my sister Zoe. That's my sister Zoe.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Yo
my
no
sister
sé nada de
Zoe.
esas cosas.
So yeah, so you know, disloyalty to me, and now I'm going into disloyalty. Disloyalty to me is something that you can overcome depending on the dynamic and the strength of your relationship. Whether
Absolutely.
whether it's an intimate relationship or whether it's a work relationship or just a friendship, it just
It takes two, though.
yeah.
It takes both of you have to be
Absolute- oh,
on the
yeah.
same page.
Yeah. VG, yep. It's like what I said to G. Yep. But you know, it's hard, again, in my opinion, to be totally loyal all the time
Yeah.
because again, and it's all about perception. Sometimes there's people that would say, "I don't believe that your actions or your decision were disloyal." For example, you said that you didn't think that my keeping something from you.
Because I know what your intent was. I understand. See, I understand.
My intent was for the person to own up.
Right,
there
but
was,
your
you know,
intent,
to you.
your intent, there was nothing, and I like using the word malicious. There was no maliciousness in
No
your
ill
decision.
intent. There was no ill intent.
You know, it just I knew that. I'm like, okay, I can, and then I can understand that. You know, obviously, many people just don't take the time to pause and understand what's going on. But yeah, the dynamic of the relationship weighs heavily
Hi,
on
Ming.
the recovery.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Ming joined us.
The real Ming.
The real Ming. Do
real
you know
Ming.
Ming?
I can't see because freaking nobody has real names on Instagram, and I can't see the damn picture. But if you're there, you're there. I most likely know.
Ming comes from. There's a show where there's what's it?
For someone that doesn't watch TV and doesn't know you
What was the show where the guy was named Ming?
Flash Gordon, the movie?
Yes, absolutely.
Ming the Merciless.
There you go. I think that's
Max
how he got
von
his name.
Sydow.
My brother gave him that nickname, Ming.
Gave
I
who?
call him Superfly, Ming.
Who?
Ming.
Oh, okay.
Like Ming, his name is Ming.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow, Ming to Superfly.
So
Got it.
I think we want to open it up now. We got about 15 minutes. We want to open it up. If you all want to chime in, you want to talk. Flash Gordon, the real Ming. Yeah, Flash Gordon. Oh my God. I love that movie, Flash Gordon. That was like the best. Yeah, Flash Gordon, Ming from Flash Gordon.
You from a person that said, "Oh, I don't watch movies. I don't."
I watch
remember."
movies.
And
What
you
I
don't
don't
remember.
do. Okay, so I watch movies. What I don't do
Focus.
is no. I don't center on characters and things of that nature. And I can't watch the same movie 150 million times. Like Super Mega Producer has watched, what is it, Friday?
You love Friday?
Like 100.
Really?
Listen, when I tell you when him and his boys sit down and they actually know each sentence of the movie, I'm like, you watched that movie like 100 times.
Ooh, I would like to watch that movie Baked.
Superfly. Before we veer off to the left, if there are any other comments and any other
Tease back, so
information
we
with
can
regard to loyalty and disloyalty,
Chime in.
chime in. Hey, look at Pretty Boy's in the house. Pretty Boy's in the house. Huh? I was talking about Pretty Boy. Oh yes, I was talking about Pretty
Yo,
Boy.
your ears must be ringing.
I think he was there. He was being a stalker. Yeah, he's a Facebook. You know that there are Facebook stalkers that they don't say anything, they don't post anything, but they're watching.
Everybody's watching.
Oh,
They
man.
won't like, they won't view, but they're looking, they're
Yeah.
lurking. They're lurking.
My super buddy. Hi, baby. How are you? Love you. Amaryllis does brows. Amaryllis does some nice brows. She does
People
brows.
are shady.
What?
Shady. Just people are shady.
Well,
We
what
just said
made
that.
you just came out? Who said that?
No, you said people be lurking. I said people are shady.
People- yeah, they lurk.
People won't support you until it's popular to support you.
Pretty boy, you just didn't walk in. You mean you just signed on? I have to correct.
He said he just walked in the house, bro.
He didn't say
That's-
house. I don't see house there. I just
You don't
walked
have
in.
to. It's inferred.
You don't infer. Don't be an ass.
You infer.
Don't be an ass.
No, you just don't understand.
No, I understand. He just
Okay,
walked
he
in.
just
Don't
walked
be
in.
an
So where
ass.
did he just walk in?
To the show.
Now, if he took a plane and walked up the stairs, he just
flew
walked
in.
into this one. Then he goes on his leather couch, and we got an audience. There we go. There he walked in. There you go.
You know what? You
No,
know
no,
what? I don't
they're
know.
not.
Listen,
Virginia,
listen.
they're not voyeurs.
Can we talk?
No,
we're gonna talk
Virgi-
about loyalty for a second. We're gonna talk about loyalty.
That's what we
'cause
have been talking
Pretty
about.
boy, pretty boy just came in. You know what I mean? No me hables así, pretty boy. Pretty boy, you just came in on loyalty, right? Loyalty between brothers and sisters. Dilligaf, are you referring to family members, brothers and sisters? Pretty boy, you just chimed in, and we were having conversations regarding loyalty and disloyalty, and I kind of use our example because you're one person that I'm loyal to deeply, and you know that I was approached with certain information, and
Him too.
him too. I was approached with certain
Great.
information.
I want your feelings on this. Are they POSs or what?
No, they're not POSs.
Well, I don't know the scenario.
And you
so I
know,
can't
and
say
you
that.
know that I did it similar to your situation. You know, I was told something, and but here's the thing: I was told something.
What's the thing?
I can't say I can't divulge it, but I was told something with regard to, and it was geared towards for something that Pretty Boy needed to know.
I'm
He
gonna
should have
give
known.
you
But
like
wait a
a
minute.
collar and like a black robe because
Wait,
you're
wait.
like a priest.
So wait a second. So, you know, and this person, they said to me, they were like, listen, I'm just really scared about his reaction. And I didn't say anything. I told him, you need to tell him. You need to tell him. Time went on, wasn't said anything. So I said it. I told him. Now, I did go back to the other person and I said, what would you say if I told you that it's all good? You know, it's all good. And the person was like, oh. And then I told them, I said, you told me because you knew I would say something. And they did admit, they said I did because you're the closest one to him and you know how he's going to react.
It's a cop out.
So yeah, you know, the truth be told, again, it boils down to loyalty. I wasn't disloyal to him. I gave them an opportunity, but I also went back to that person and I told them, listen, you know, I told them, you know what I mean? Like I went up to that too. I'm not going to do that. You know what
But
I'm
that's
saying?
not disloyal.
I know, but he could have.
Yeah, but it's not disloyal because you have the context. You understand. And again, your intent was not to be. You had no ill intent with Ray.
Dilligaf, I want to say it took me again like another 2 months to divulge the information.
She gives time. She gives people ample time to confess your sins. My son or daughter, you must confess, say 17 Hail Marys. You got 2 months to say it. If not, you will be damned.
Yeah. Mia Speaks Substance. Thank you, TV. We have Eileen here. People don't support unless it benefits them. Not everyone is genuinely happy for others. When their need of you is no longer deemed necessary, you're no longer needed. Mama, yeah, I'm one that I know all too much about, you know, being needed, and then when the need is no longer required,
Word.
it's like peace out, deuces. And
Ghost.
it is what it is. I give people 24 hours.
For what?
Dilligaf gives people 24 hours.
That's his turnover rate.
Damn. That person must be sweating. You got 24 hours. Zoe chimed in. How about when your friends stay friends with your ex? Is that loyalty?
Were they still friends during
It
and
depends.
before?
It depends. You know, and that's a good question. And I'm gonna tell you why that's a good question, because here's the issue. More often than not, what do we do when we meet someone? We introduce them to our closest friends, right? Why? Because we want our closest friends to accept them. And then we accept them. And then they have issues, right? And then it's like, no, you can't be friends with that person. You can't talk to that person anymore because they hurt me, because they did. But that's your issue. That's not my issue. You know, so I think it's unfair. I think you should be able to remain friends with your friends' exes. I don't see an issue with that.
If you developed a friendship and, you guys were cool or whatever. But
I just don't be friends with your exes. Because none of your exes want to be friends with me because they want to be friends with me. They just want to use me.
Wow. Okay.
And if you out there, so sorry.
Wow.
With the exception of one, who's kept it real. That's it. Just one.
Oh, you're gonna have to share that with me because I don't have many exes, so I'd like,
It's the only one that's still on both my social media pages.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah.
But she's in a different mental state.
Okay, we're not talking about. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
But it's a level of maturity.
Yeah, so if you ever want to get in a relationship with my ace, please do not come to me with any issues. I'm not going to be there to just try to tell you what he's about. My relationship with him is totally different than your relationship with him. So please don't try to be my friend so that I can give you some insight, because it's not going to work. So sorry. I will be your friend only, and I will talk to you like a woman. I'm putting it out there.
Well,
in case.
I'm very transparent, so there's really no need to go to you.
Dude.
They still do.
Dude.
They still have. Because they're trying to understand, but it's more on their side.
And you know how I roll. So, but yeah.
Excuse, ¿de qué tú hablas, TV? ¿Qué tú hablas, TV?
The Super Buddy laughing my fucking ass off. Facts, super facts. No, yeah. So anybody else have any stories regarding loyalty, disloyalty? I still want to know from. I don't know if Dilligaff answered my questions.
Some of you need to share.
Dilligaff, family? So loyalty between brothers and sisters. Truth be told, I believe it depends answer. And then I say it depends because there are some family members that I know that
are shady.
They just don't want, no matter what, they can't be loyal to their family because of issues that have occurred. I personally, with my siblings, I don't give a shit. I'm going to die with them if they die. And if they've been disloyal, then I've forgiven them and I've moved on. And
that's when loyalty becomes difficult. Again, when something hits the fan, that's where it manifests. So,
well, but they're brothers and sisters that once a brother, they've been disloyal to one another, they won't. They'll just be like, it is what it is. I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, it's a choice that you want to do. I mean, and again, that's kind of a blanket generalization of things. Everything is always, you need context in every situation, so you have to understand.
I don't mean to laugh. Dilligaff, de verdad que tú tienes mucho problema. Well, my siblings don't feel that way. Well,
I know.
All jokes aside,
I know what he's talking about.
All jokes aside. No. I don't mean to even do that. Again, thank you for your transparency and putting that out there, because I know it's not easy. I don't know what the substance of your situation is with your siblings, but again, I know,
and I love all of them.
I know,
regardless of the situation.
That's good, and as you should, because his situation with his siblings should be no reflection on your relationship.
Absolutely not.
And that's good, because you know what that means. That means that your mental state.
They are not POSs, bro.
Your mental state is not influenced.
No, not at all.
It's not influenced. So, you know what I'm saying? So, TV says, I forgive, keep moving. TV, you're a very forgiving person. You're very forgiving.
Is she?
She is.
Okay.
She's a very forgiving person. Yeah.
Well, we actually need to forgive. We can't allow anybody to have that type of power over you, that they influence you so much in your choices and your thought process. So,
but you just said a second ago that if someone is disloyal to you, that's it. I'm not fucking with you. You're not in my life. You're not gonna affect me. Okay, but forgiveness is not just basically, I forgive you. And I'm just saying, it's not just about saying the words, I forgive you.
I can forgive somebody and not fuck with you.
Yes, I agree.
And that's what I do.
I agree, but you're still harboring some
Oh, no, absolutely not. I can care less. But if I see you if you and I cross the street and we cross paths, I'm not even going to acknowledge you. You don't exist in my life anymore. So that's it. That's forgiveness. I'm not holding anything against you. Your life is your life, but you're not gonna be involved in mine.
With limitations?
No limitations. You're not involved. TV needs a call in. 1-800-CANTAZO. Go ahead, TV. Call. 1-800-CANTAZO. They will take your call.
We can't have TV call in. Yo, because she will not breathe. She won't stop. Boo boo, I love you, but if you call in, you need to be here. We'll bring you on. We'll bring you on as a special guest, but you have to promise that we could talk. Okay, can you promise
She
that?
could be in the audience and she can. What's your question?
She won't let us talk.
No. What's your question? And then, okay, thank you. We're going to elaborate on that, and that's it.
I love TV. I love TV.
So it is what it is. It is.
All right, we have the real Ming. He said, I have loyalty for nearly everyone I have met in my life. I'm not perfect though.
No,
none of us are perfect.
No.
None of us are perfect.
See, I don't have resentment. POS is actually an adjective. I am describing who they are and what they've done.
But the truth of the matter is that that's your perception based on your experience.
Right.
But you have to understand they're also human beings.
I understand.
And
we're all human beings.
I'm one that when it comes to human beings, you know, I try my best. I'm not saying I this is perfection. I try my best to always put myself in the other person's shoes. And I do that first because
I did that.
we have a tendency to just think of ourselves and not understand that, you know, we don't know.
Okay, so I did that. I always do that. I always tell people, hey,
look at
But
TV.
just-
TV said,
I'm
I'm on my
on
way.
way.
Boo boo, you're a stalker. You're probably right outside. Ding
You know,
dong.
I always do that. And I always, when people ask me for my opinion or advice, I say, put yourself in their shoes and then flip the scenario and see how would you feel? How would you react? And I would do that. Like I sit myself, okay, if I'm in this person's shoes, okay, let me see. No, I'm just because I'm in a different state. Like I just,
Okay, so
I have
are you
different,
saying-
I have different beliefs.
All right, so let me pose this to you. So you're saying that you have never been attracted to any of your friends'
Girlfriend? Yeah, they are attractive, but that's as far. I don't have the intent of sleeping with them.
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Having thoughts like, okay, oh, she's attractive, has nothing to do with loyalty. A person is beautiful. This person is beautiful. Everybody's beautiful, by the way. But if a woman is attractive, or if a man's attractive, oh, and I can say, wow, you have a handsome husband. Doesn't mean I want to sleep with him, or I'm going to be disloyal because he's attractive. No. You know, and again, it's the maturity of a person that also garners into the choices that they make. I flipped it. I'm like, okay, why? I flipped it, and there is no rhyme or reason in my thought process that I would make the same choices that they did.
So I'm going to pose this to you, and I'm also going to pose this to Dilligaff. So if you're placed in a situation where you know someone's being disloyal to your friend, do you go to your friend and tell your friend, listen, by the way, your peeps is being disloyal to you?
So give me context. What's the relationship with the person that gave me the information, or the person that's doing the
person who's being disloyal,
right?
And you know they're being disloyal to your friend,
Right.
right?
What's the relationship between the person that's
like in Dilligaff's scenario,
right?
right?
That's a marriage, though.
His friend's wife
Right.
was coming on to him, right? And he chose not to get into that fire.
Right.
Now, did he go back and tell his friend, hey, by the way, your wife wanted to sleep with me? Or are you going to allow your friend, who you're mad tight with, stay with someone who's being disloyal?
They're two different. In his.
I'm just saying.
I understand.
I'm just saying. You're loyal to one person.
Right.
Right? You're loyal to one person.
Okay, so let's use it if it's, and I'm gonna my loyalty is to the husband, right? That's my boy, right?
Right.
But I'm friends with his wife. They're having issues for whatever reason. First of all, I wouldn't put myself in that position in the first place.
Let's not go
But
to that point.
So no, I have to go.
Said, nope, no harm, no foul.
Right. But see,
So then you're allowing your friend to stay with someone who's been disloyal.
I wouldn't put myself there. And that's it. You can't just put yourself, okay, this is the scenario. No, because you made a choice in the first place to put yourself where it could get worse. I wouldn't just put myself, period, in that situation. Absolutely not. I wouldn't make that. My loyalty is to my boy. So if she wants,
but you're not going to tell your boy, listen, your wife.
I wouldn't be. No, I wouldn't be there in the
Okay,
first
but
place.
if you were,
if she came on to me, I would tell
no
my
me
boy.
grite, no me grite, baja el volumen.
If
What
if,
was that?
What you do? If he's
That
my
like some
boy
Walter Mercado
and
shit.
his wife, came on to me, I would tell him. My loyalty is to him. Obviously, I would, but then. What did he say? She's my BFF now. I can't. You need therapy, my son, bro. You have conflicting. You have conflicting emotions.
He said they're not together. He cheated. So wait.
Oh,
so can you now?
But then he's not your boy, bro. Well, she's my BFF now.
She's his BFF.
Yeah. But see, I can't. You see, you can't have. Well, okay, you're in that scenario, but you made the choice to be in that scenario. I wouldn't put myself in that scenario to begin with at all.
You know what? I just think that there
and
are times...
I would tell him that, listen, your wife came on to me. I don't know what's going on. I told her, I don't roll that way. And then, when did she come on to you? Where were you? Oh, I was with her drinking in the house.
It's like.
But then I should have never been there drinking with her.
It's like the scenario when someone comes to you and they say such and such says something about you. What the hell were you doing listening to that person talking shit about me anyway? You my friend.
Oh,
right? I do. There's times that I tell people, at the end of the day, you got an issue, they're right there. You don't need to tell me.
If you got my telephone number, you know me well enough to call.
It's just like,
that's it.
Say what you got to say, do what you got to do. But I think that that's the way to go. Oh my God, I was always closer to her. You got issues.
Yeah, you got issues, bro. T says it's critical to take your own advice. People don't take their own advice. Now, in this case, take your own advice. What advice am I going to take?
Not to call people pieces of shit.
He is. It's an adjective. It's an adjective. Yeah, we can see it, super mega producer. We see it.
What, a time frame or a limit?
Yeah, it's right there.
No, I see it. I see the limit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we get to vibing and
No, I mean,
I like the interaction of people. And
we're
thank
open.
you.
We're open up. We open up to the public and not to the public, to our audience. If you have anything to say, chime in. You could DM us on Aces Up. I have my personal page, so you can DM me on my personal page, Mia Malave. And then now.
Mia Malave is your page for what? Facebook?
My personal Facebook page.
Okay, I'm sorry.
On Instagram, it's Inspired Diosa.
We have all the hashtags there, the YouTube channels there, the link is there below, everything, so you can reach us in many facets. If you would like, we have let's do it this way. We have a special show Friday. We won't be on Sunday. We'll be on Friday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, because you're
someone is not going to be here.
No, we're not going to be here Friday.
Yeah, we are.
What time are we? Hey, espérate. Well, aren't we going to Disney Friday?
Yeah, but that's during the day.
So what time are we? You mean to tell me I'm going to walk my ass all over that park and then you want me to come home?
It's not that big.
And be all refreshed?
We're only doing a few things.
Ese parque es grande.
We're only going to do a few things. Trust me. You'll be good. She'll be good. She just hates walking, bro. Be good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi Angie, how are you, Mama?
We'll have a special show Friday.
What time on Friday? 7 o'clock? 8 o'clock?
Let's do 8 o'clock on Friday. We'll do podcast and wine. How about that?
I need some
wine.
Bendita. Maria's right, Mama. That park is real big, right? Right? You working a double Friday? Yeah. He has me. Yep. Nelson said, light walking. You see, Super Buddy's laughing because she's like, that's not no light walking.
No, we're not doing like Disney World. We're just doing the land. That's what we're doing.
What we're doing? We're going.
The land is the only place that's worth doing.
Disneyland isn't Disneyland in California?
Yeah, Disney World. But we're not doing Disney. We're doing the land.
Yeah.
Be all right. So.
And I'm not calling out sick on Friday from work. Okay, I am taking PTO. Actually, it's a floating holiday.
Okay. So we're gonna do that. So we don't have a topic for Friday because we haven't discussed it. But if you would like,
if you guys want to chime in now about some topics you want to talk about, why don't you do that? You know, we could give you 10 minutes to just say, just throw out some topics that you want to discuss. There are like 5 lands in the park. Super Buddy, keep telling me, Mama, because you know what? The more you tell me, the more I'm gonna be like, peace out, deuces. I will wait and sit down, and you could do all the parts of the park.
Super Buddy, there are only 3 rides that are worth anything in the land. 3, and they all have to do with Star Wars. Everything else, you got to be like 5 years old to enjoy.
She said, "Don't listen." Fantasyland. Is he giving me Fairy Tales and Lies? Where's Fairy Tales and Lies? Right here. Fairy Tales and Lies.
That's not.
I forgot. Fairy Tales and Lies for my IG peeps. That's what it says.
Hi, Angie. Thank you for coming in.
You know who Angie is?
Yes.
I want to know where my other cousin is. So, yeah, if you all have any topics that you want us to discuss, specifically on Friday,
send us DMs.
Yeah.
Get your bottle of wine ready. Get your favorite liquor. Mm-hmm. Get your drinky drink on. Mm-hmm. If you want to smoke while you watch us, then do so.
To all. What is the?
What the hell? You just got stuck right there, bro?
I told you I'm out of my element.
Holy crap!
What's the phrase? There's a phrase.
What phrase are you talking about?
I forgot. Hello, I'm asking you to refresh my memory.
Well, you got to give me
context. To each his own.
Oh, to each his own.
Yeah, to each his own. Whatever floats your boat.
Hollywood Studios. Yes, Super Mega Buddy. Yes. Hollywood Studios. That's where the land is.
Look at Angie. Angie Vasquez 50-50. Yes, smoke.
Yes. 420, baby. 420. We live in 420.
What day would be Friday? Friday's what? The 17th. 12/17.
The day after Thursday before Saturday.
Don't be a smart ass. Don't be a smart ass. Don't be a smart ass.
That's what I've been told.
Oh, okay. That's what you've been told? Yeah. I can't believe Christmas. Have you done your Christmas shopping?
I already know. Very short list.
You know what I found this year? That more families are opting into doing Secret Santa as opposed to buying gifts for everyone. So that's pretty cool. I think Secret Santa is good.
Yes.
I think that's really cool. White Elephant Game is the best.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Googlealo.
I'll do that. I'll do that when we get off.
Googlealo. Look at Polo. Polo is on Paul's_IG_ account. That's very specific.
Polo, you come now when we're about to sign off, Polo. Like, you late. Like,
that,
you know.
What did I just say? He's going to apologize now because you're saying that he's late.
Don't apologize.
It's okay. He's
Thank you for joining.
He's been catching us on record. Green Eyes knows about White Elephant Game. See? That's cool.
Green Eyes, you got to share that.
Yeah. So, yeah, any topics? FB, you've been quiet.
All right.
Chirps.
They got 104 comments.
I'm just saying, I mean,
yeah.
You know. You see, Paul said, I'm so sorry. Paul, you don't have to be sorry. It's okay.
Hi, Val.
It's okay. Talk about how Christmas traditions are blended true culture. Talk about how Christmas traditions are blended through culture.
Interesting.
That is very interesting. Christmas traditions.
We're gonna write that down, Ming.
Yeah, let me write it down.
What is it? Superfly?
Flash Gordon. Oh my God, he's Ming from Flash Gordon.
Savior of the universe.
Is it true, Ming, that you flew off of a bar one time?
Wow, you need to tell that story.
I think that's why he was called Ming.
Oh, because in the movie he gets flung.
No, but I think Ming flew off of flung. It sounds like a word.
Okay.
Googlealo. All right, so I wrote that one down. That one's for Ming. Ming, but you need to join us. What time are we?
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Friday.
Ming, so you have to join us on 8 o'clock on Friday.
8 o'clock on
because we'll touch on that topic.
Virginia says, I can't even know what the hell. A viving.
Mama, you're the smartest teacher that I know, so you need to just explain to me.
Talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Yeah, break it down,
right.
Mama.
Balance in life, relationships, and working. Okay.
Oh, ooh, that's gonna be a hot one.
Ming said it was more like a dive. Okay, yes. Good way to clean it up, brother. That's right. More like a dive. Yes. You had some style in that dive.
What I do know about that dive is that it correlates with loyalty.
Okay.
It correlates with loyalty.
Yeah, loyalty. I posted the meme where because this one was feeling in her feelings because why are you always in the Bitmojis? You always doing malicious things to me. You're putting me on fire and you're kicking me and throwing me, and I'm like, well, that's the way they come on my Bitmoji.
He said it's a
it's a parody.
So
it's
responsible for our social media content, and then I'm looking at the Bitmoji, post that he's putting up, and in everyone, it's just like I'm the bad guy. Like, no, mofo, you bad too. And we're a team. We're supposed to be both good.
But then I put the Bitmoji where she's catching me, and I'm falling back because I need a hero, and she was my hero the other weekend.
Eileen said she cannot join Friday, but topic accountability. We actually had the topic of accountability last week. It got very tense. We did have a special guest on the show. But we did have that topic. You can review it. It's on our page.
It's not a document. You review, like you can watch it on the replay on
what
Facebook.
Do you mean, document?
You review documents. You don't review videos, bro.
You could view it.
You said review.
You could review it.
You can watch the replay on Facebook Live or check out the links for our YouTube page. Thank you, Eileen. Appreciate you. Just to clarify.
¿Para dónde tú vas el viernes? Yo quiero saber para dónde tú vas.
That's a private conversation.
¿Para dónde tú vas? Yo quiero saber para dónde tú vas. You have a Christmas party?
Super Mega Producers like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh, but we can't do it on Friday. You see, because Friday we're gonna be in the park walking. I'm not gonna, because I should have said we could have dressed up like it was a Christmas party.
What are you talking about?
We have to dress up and do a Christmas party.
Friday?
No, before Christmas.
Okay.
Hello, this is our job. We need to have a job Christmas party.
Okay, so
yo quiero coquito.
I guess
yo quiero coquito.
I guess our podcast will be to be announced. TBA. It's either going to be Wednesday. It's either going to be Wednesday or Friday. Christmas is on a Saturday.
Christmas Eve is on a Friday.
Friday. We probably will not be doing. Well, we can do a podcast on the 26th.
We're actually gonna have a special review equals rewatch to Mia. You see, Spider Woman knows me.
Okay, but we're trying to clarify to the rest of the world that doesn't understand her and her logic. So I'm just trying.
Rewatch, is rewatch a word, teacher? Is rewatch
There's
a word?
There's a lot of damn teachers here.
Ask your principal.
Ask your principal.
Yeah. She got a principal. You didn't know that? You didn't know that?
What?
These.
Yeah, I know. That's why I laughed.
That's the principal. Rewatch. Oh, you got coquito, Maria? You made that coquito?
That's not helping any of us. That you telling us that you got coquito.
I know.
That's really.
Maria's coquito is good. I remember I was a taster one time. I was a guinea pig. Ooh. I was just keep giving it to me. I don't care. It was delicious.
I bet.
It was delicious.
You probably got really saucy.
I don't remember if I got saucy.
Well, and if you don't remember, it probably was.
That was
the consequences. So yeah, to be announced, I guess it's either going to be Wednesday or Friday. So
it can't be Christmas Eve.
We're not talking about next week, bro.
No me grite.
We're talking about this week. Stay on topic. Stay focused.
No
all right.
Me grite.
I'm gonna talk to you like me. Focus, Daniel-san. Okay.
No me grite.
So yeah, we'll be either Wednesday or Friday. So we'll keep you posted. Follow us on our pages, share and like these videos.
Remember that party at my house when Nelson fell? Remember Nelson? You fell in her house.
Who said that?
Or Eddie? Somebody fell in your house.
Who said that? Remember that party at my house?
Somebody.
Listen, please refrain from sharing and divulging that type of information.
Super Buddy, that was a good party.
I remember getting the big knot because someone decided to fling something at my freaking forehead.
The camera,
at your
that's
house.
What it was.
Yes.
The camera.
I didn't fall, not purposely.
It was the camera. That was a lot of the coquito.
Someone just wanted me knock me the fuck out. I'm like, holy shit.
That was a lot of coquito.
But anyway, we'll keep you posted. Follow us on all our social media streams and outlets.
Please share, like, and also
subscribe to YouTube.
We take your constructive criticism, and we every week we tweak based on your feedback. So your feedback is also important.
It's a work in progress every week. Trust me when I tell us a week in progress. But
because we're not perfect, we're imperfect.
Yo soy perfecto.
Perfect, my ass. Perfect.
So thank you for all of you joining us today. I appreciate you taking the time. We appreciate you taking the time and joining us, because remember, time is our most important commodity, and it's definitely very much appreciated. Would you like to say anything else?
Yeah, I just want to know, just let you know that we need to figure out what we're going to do for our first month anniversary.
Okay. Oh, holy wow. We're all over the place. Mi gente, yo, stay blessed, and as always,
Good
love,
night.
laugh, and live, and good night.
Love, laugh, and live.
Holy
Have a
crap!
good one, guys.
I just can't. Goodbye.
Yes, you could. Yes,
No,
you could. Yes,
goodbye.
you could.